I was a lonely silhouette, needed somebody to show the way. Yeah, I was a heartbeat with no sound till you came around. Yeah, you showed me colors, light in the darkness. You were the only thing I needed. Then we got older, but we stayed the same. Swear that we never lost the flame. Nostalgia, you're an echo in my head. Oh, nostalgia, like a symphony of our memories. Oh, nostalgia, don't you ever slip away. Oh, nostalgia, like a symphony of our memories. Oh, like a symphony of our memories. Oh, what if the years turn into gold? The longer we live, yeah, the more we grow. We could be 100 miles apart, but it's never far. Yeah, you show me colors, light in the darkness. You were the only thing I needed. Then we got older, but we stayed the same. Swear that we never lost the flame. No, nostalgia, you're an echo in my head. Oh, nostalgia, like a symphony of our memories. Oh, nostalgia, don't you ever slip away. Oh, nostalgia, like a symphony of our memories. Oh, like a symphony of our memories. Oh, like a symphony of our memories. Oh, nostalgia, don't you ever slip away. Oh, nostalgia, like a symphony of our memories.
Oh, did you cry when I found you in the night? Staying up till 5 a.m. Told me you and him were friends. Woke up in a burning home. Blame myself, I should have known. Destined a place, sealed our fate, buried in the catacombs. Setting fire to the life we made. Such a fucking waste of time. Said you love me till my heart decays. Guess my darling changed her mind. And talks my heart online. Was I blind? But too afraid to find that you changed your mind from sleepless nights. Was I part of your design? Push me till I broke alone. No one heard my heart explode. It's a suicide dive, just knew when you die and question everything you know. Setting fire to the life we made. Such a fucking waste of time. Said you love me till my heart decays. Guess my darling changed her mind. And talks my heart online.
every 39 seconds, a business falls victim to a cyber attack. Shockingly, a staggering 92% of malware infiltrates organizations through email. In 2023, it's taking organizations an average of 49 days to identify a cyber attack. With CyberSift DNS Protect, you get one platform with many benefits. Effortlessly control with advanced URL filtering and gain full network visibility. Protect your business from phishing, malware, and advertising tracking. Be up and running in less than 24 hours. Boost productivity with over 80 categories. Protect what matters most. Start protecting today with our free 30-day trial. Experience confidence with CyberSift DNS Protect. Secure your digital world today. Visit our website.
Get ready for something big. It's the 5th edition of PlayCon, happening October 9th to 12th at the MFCC to Ali. Experience the latest games, tech showcases, epic tournaments, and awesome cosplay. Entrance is free. PlayCon, where gamers unite.
Alright everybody, welcome back to the stream today. We have a game from match week 1, which was meant to take place last Thursday, but was actually postponed till today. It is ShadowHunters versus CSDE. Of course, CSDE off to a great start, winning against Project Aversio 13-11, probably one of their toughest opponents in the group stage, so a big victory for them to carry into essentially what is game week 2 for them, even though it is a game week 1 matchup. Shadowhunters, on the other hand, did fall short against Order Zero. We did see some flashes of brilliance, especially from a player that was highlighted during our pre-league talk show. Chunky Boy, I believe, is the only ace so far in this season, but I do believe the veto is underway, so let's just hop over quickly to that graphic there and see what is going on. So yeah, we do have our first ban, so I'm just gonna open up here, and that was indeed Inferno, and that was banned by the CSDE team. So a bit of a whoopsie over here for the CSDE side. They're gonna have to play in a 4 versus 5. Shikari currently tied up in a different match with with another CSDE roster, and yeah, it's gonna be Mclo, Pal9, Zura, and I believe Koroto, and it's gonna be a 4v5 against Shadowhunters, so lots of work to do. Couple more bans, so we're not going to be seeing any overpass. Bit of a shame, dying to see that map actually. And we're also not going to see Ancient, actually, the map that CSDE did snatch away from Aversio. So might be ending towards a Dust 2 or Mirage kind of map, judging from the amount played by either of these teams. I think CSDE will be trying to avoid Nuke, as actually Shadowhunters have played that more than them. Just waiting now, CSDE's turn to ban a map, and we'll carry on from there. No head-to-head today, but I mean, like, without Shikari, anybody on the opposing team would be really going head-to-head with him, but without him here, it's really going to be a difficult match for CSDE. Not only was he their top fragger, but also going to be playing with a player less every single round. But we'll see how they get on with that. It was looking like it was going to be quite a one-sided affair, judging from the elo difference, but maybe this somehow balances the affairs out. CSDE, 3.5 minutes to make a ban here. We do have Dust 2, Mirage, Nuke, and Train left. Train, the least played of these maps for both of these teams, alongside with Overpass, which has been banned already. Ancient played 3 more times by CSDE than ShadowHunters, so it was always going to be an obvious ban for that side. But yeah, just waiting to see what the next ban will be here. Can discuss maybe in the meantime a couple of matches that have already passed. Standings have not yet been updated as we're still waiting for the initial game week to conclude. However, as it stands, Order Zero will actually be the team on top, winning 2 out of their opening 2 matchups so far. Of course, those weren't the hardest matchups for them against some lower elo opponents, but good on them for taking those victories rather convincingly. Other teams I think that have played 2 so far. Let me just open up the master document here so we can just have a look at what has happened so far. It was Aversio who also played 2 games, winning their first matchup 13-0 against Pigeon Baguettes, and then of course losing out against CSDE on Ancient 13-11. Pigeon Baguette also played their opening 2 matches against 2 pretty tough opponents, of course suffering 13-0 to Project Aversio as mentioned, and also losing 13-4 to Team Anarchy. CSDE still waiting on their ban, so as we can have a little bit of a look at some other results. CSDE School did lose to Order Zero 13-1 on Nuke. That was of course the first game streamed over here. CSDE School still waiting to play their second match against Berserk, who have yet to make their MCL Season 3 debut. Both games being postponed. One to this Thursday, another one all the way to September 5th. So lots of games in a short period of time for Berserk shortly. And CSDE 70 seconds here to make a ban, running down the clock. Perhaps their leader MCLO just discussing with their second roster, who are also currently in game, how to tackle their third map. That is the reason we will not be seeing Shikari here, as that best of 3 has gone all the way to Nuke, narrowly losing Dust to 13-11, so unless it's a very one-sided affair on Nuke, will be unlikely that we will be seeing Shikari today. Last 35 seconds here. And we do finally see a couple of bans, which are going to be Dust 2, if I can find the ban Dust 2 card, there it is, and also Mirage. So quite a difficult veto for ShadowHunters here, either Nuke or Train, and I did forget to switch back to the veto graphic, my apologies. That is the current veto, and ShadowHunters do have a choice between Nuke or Train. Both pretty underplayed maps for this roster. Probably were really banking on either Dust 2 or Mirage. But they do have a slight upper hand on Nuke, judging by the amount of games played, and of course, coming in with that 4v5 will be a big advantage overall. ShadowHunters, 4 minutes here. Hopefully won't use all of that time like CSDE, so this game can get underway. Make sure, guys, for those of you who are in chat, to drop your clips in the clips channel in Discord for a chance to be featured this Tuesday when we take a look at the games of the previous week and the games of in the upcoming week, as we will be having a short highlight of the week segment. Only a couple of clips have been submitted so far, so very high chance that you will be featured. ShadowHunters, 3.5 minutes now. left to make this ban. Might be discussing here whether they want to go for a more well-known approach with Nuke, but that might play a little into CSDE's knowledge of the maps in this game, or they might opt for Train, which is quite unknown to both of these rosters, but then they will be banking on being able to out-aim the high elo CSDE roster. And we do finally have that ban, and it will indeed be Train. So we will actually be playing on Nuke. Not too surprising, considering that if you don't know Train really, you're just gonna go for a bit more of a familiar territory on Nuke, which hasn't been changed in quite a while. But yeah, we're gonna cut very quickly to an intermission, and once we are back, we will be underway with this match of the MCL Season 3.
You're pulling on my walls down. I've never been exposed like this before. I'm good at shutting you out. I've always had a way of keeping closed. Beating, hiding, I've been calling out your name from the darkness, thinking it's too late. If you're finding I've been too much on your plate, I'll keep hiding, calling out your name, calling out your name. Your name. Tell me how you're feeling since you got me out in the open. Now I'm ready to dive in. I know you told you it would be a slow burn. Beating, hiding, I've been calling out your name from the darkness, thinking it's too late. If you're finding I've been too much on your plate, I'll keep hiding, calling out your name, calling out your name, calling out.
The wolf she cries at night, breath and born in the black wind where the shadows lie. Deep inside despair, our hearts grow fierce, our minds aware. We carry on, oh, we carry on, carry on. We carry on, oh, we carry on, we carry It's always darkest before the dawn. It's always quiet before the storm. We are not afraid. We journey on the road to tomorrow that hope has made. We carry on, oh, we carry on, carry on. We carry on, oh, we carry on, we carry
Alright guys, so as you can see, we are about good to go. I do believe this pause is the technical timeout that CSDE will be forced to take as they are in a 4 versus 5, but the Shadowhunters did indeed win the knife round and have opted for the CT side as his preferred side, I guess, over on Nuke. Of course, a 5 versus 4 advantage as well. Might have opted for the T side to start if I was in a 5 versus 4. However, would be interesting to see how this game does play out. Once again, Shikari is trapped in a separate best of 3, so he cannot be joining us, unfortunately, for this match due to some rescheduling. So CSDE will have to do it in a 4 versus 5 to maintain their perfect start to the season. If not, it will be Order 0 to kick us off with 2 victories. Of course, Berserk yet to play any of their games thus far, however. Just wait a minute here for the game to get started. We have Chris in the chat siding with CSDE. However, they will have their work cut out for them in this 4 versus 5 scenario here. Hopefully won't be too much longer until we do get underway. And hopefully this is not one of those 5-minute timeouts. But seeing as there is no end in sight, we'll throw it quickly back to an intermission, and once the pause is done, we will be back for the game.
All the way to the bottom of the map, seen it all. It can all toss away, don't get attached to the current spin, no flurries. The rhythm won't worry. If you fall behind, I'll be humming till you hurry.
Alright, everybody. As you can see, the freeze time is counting down, and we are good to go for the pistol. ShadowHunters versus CSDE finally getting started after a very long veto over on Nuke here. And it's gonna be CSDE quick onto the A site. But Cavallo with 2 headshots from heaven position. Amwar though, not aware of Icebeard. It would be melee to finish him off. So just Pal 9 left. We'll get the bomb plant though. So not too bad, all things considered, for the side of CSDE here. But Nos with the Kobe to find the final frag of the round. And it will be ShadowHunters to pick up the first round. Quite a simple pistol for ShadowHunters here. Cavallo, 2 instant headshots, shutting down anything that CSDE might have been trying. However, a bomb plant does give them a little bit to work with into this round too. Yet to be seen if they will force into it, and it will be a light investment. Some Deagles and 1 Tech 9 on Zura. Also armor across the board. Apart from Pal 9, who opts to save a little instead. ShadowHunters, of course, full investment into this round, looking to extend their lead. Players heading outside for the CSDE side here, next to in lobby, so a 2-2 split. And Amar over here by this red box does find the first. Does he expect the second? Mclo down, gets tagged to 23. Pal 9 still up on the silo, looking to find that headshot, is spotted though. Going for the frags there, but Enwar with his second kill of the round. So now just Mclo on 23 HP and Zura left in the 4 versus 2. Zura trapped a little in this corner. Chonky could find the frag here, has to clear his corners though. And he does indeed find that, able to keep his teammates alive. Zura had the opportunity perhaps to find some frags, and Cavallo will as well take down Mclo. So ShadowHunters, flawless round there, and secure a second. All those kills coming on the SMG, so lots of money earned by them. Seeing people in the chat asking why it's a 4 versus 5. Once again, Shikari is locked in another best of 3, so he could not join. And CSDE did have to play this matchup as it is already a postponed game. Shadowhunters with a man advantage, that means at the start of every round, and making best of it thus far, winning the initial 2 rounds. The CSDE look to make this cross on the secret. I think Millie just missed the timing there, but Cavallo seems to have an inkling as she makes his way down the vent. No damage traded just yet. 70 seconds left on the clock in this round. Bomb is outside, and actually, not sure if there's a couple of players staying very close. MWar in a position to find a couple of frags, as Millie does spot that hot player, and he will actually take the first damage of the round, but rather than from a gunshot wound, it will be him falling down the ladder. MCL for the first frag, and will find it on MWar, so 4 versus 4 now, numbers evened out. And Icebeard taking down Cavallo, so CSDE man advantage. Millie from heaven though, only good for 1. Pan9, bit reckless there on the rotate though, and Nos will catch him, so 2 versus 2. Bomb is gonna go down on this A side. Chunky already on site, looking for a frag. Will get caught by Pal9 though, sorry, it's MCL. And just Nos left in the 1 versus 2. CSDE man down in the game, however man up in this clutch scenario, and Zura will find Nos, giving them their first round in the 2 versus 1. CSDE, cool as you like, securing an important first gun round on the T side here. Shadowhunters, no alarm bells ringing just yet, however was a bit of a free round there with the MP9s. Can now finally pull out the rifles of their own. 5 M4A1Ss across the board and full utility. Compete with the 4 AKs and utility of CSDE. And it does look like there will be the secret smokes for the cross, but no early duels just yet. Both of these teams not trying to give anything to one another, playing very slowly. And interestingly enough, second time on nuke in the MCL thus far. Pal9 does get tagged to the smoke. Millie will be finding that frag. So 2-man advantage now for Shadowhunters. As I was saying, second time we're seeing nuke, yet to see Mirage actually. And Chunky does spot a head up on silo, tagging Zura very low, but Icebeard from the lobby position catches MWar lacking, and MCL with the headshot onto Chunky will turn this 5v3 into a 3v3, and all of a sudden Cavallo, very important position on site here, doesn't find anything from Hut, needs to be careful and does get caught by Icebeard. So 3 versus 2 now, but Millie quick from heaven, putting us back in a 2 versus 2. Zura and MCL both tagged up, potential headshots for these M4s, but it will be MCL finding a headshot of his own onto Millie, leaving Nos once again in the 1 versus 2, and CSD looking immediately to tie up this game. Nos will find Zura, but will also find his demise. Zura hitting the headshot there, giving CSDE their second round, and a great recovery from the 5 versus 3. As MCL leads the way, 5 kills to 2 deaths. Putting Shadowhunters on an eco actually, so CSDE looking to take the lead for the first time in this match. And it does look like it could be a fast A play here. Lots of utility over towards Garage. Not really rushing onto side just yet. This Pal9 will find MWar. 4v4 here. Very weak weaponry on the Shadowhunter side as well. Pal9 running to that molly though. Will get punished by Millie. However, Icebeard and Zura do pick up the pieces, leaving just Chunky and Nos in the 2 versus 3. No kits, so they will have to go quickly as bomb has now been planted. Icebeard smoking off hot there. Should have heard the footstep and will find Nos, so just Chunky left. 40 HP, spotted now as well. Needs to find the headshots. Fully flashed here, he's being flanked as well. And it will be MCL with his 6th kill of the game. Gives CSDE the lead for the first time in this game. So Shadowhunters, even in the 5 versus 4, struggling here against Icebeard and MCL, who have really been doing well early on in this game. Shadowhunters now, with the loss bonus building up, will be able to get some rifles and SMGs. Should be seeing a more tightly contested round. Their CSDE have been playing very slowly and methodically, just waiting. As they will start to creep their way over towards Secret. Chunky, perhaps aware of that, does make his way down ramp. And he will be the lone player over on this B site. As the bomb does start to make its way over towards Secret now. Zora still lurking towards this lobby position, perhaps trying to catch any aggressive CTs. Once again, just a minute left on the clock before we find our first engagement, and it will be Nos taking down MCL, but Icebeard taking Chunky down. That's the only B defender, and they will have an open bomb site now, as bomb will go down. Zora on the lurk, does find Cavallo, will go down to MWAR. So 3 versus 2, but will need some big rotations from Shadowhunters. Players were out of position. Millie coming from ramp could get caught. Thanks to Pel9's aggressive positioning, will indeed go down. So a 2 versus 2 now. Icebeard does find the first, not gonna find the second. So Nos against Pel9. Bomb is planted in a great position for Pel9. Nos does have a smoke for it though, and the flash is well. So Pel9 just looking for the lineup, and 10 seconds now. Not gonna be checked by Nos. No utility used there either, just the smoke. And it will be Pel9 with the clutch, taking down Shadowhunters as CSDE secure 4th. Seeing Extreme Gamer Plays asking what will happen to the KD of Shikari, who is missing. Well, it's just not gonna be affected, I guess. So either plus 10 or minus 20. But Shadowhunters back to the drawing board here. 3 rifles, a deagle, and an MP9. Very little utility, just the sole smoke on Cavallo. And CSD given all the space outside. And will be MCL and Zora finding the first couple of frags. Nos does finally take down Zora. And because of that 4v5, we're still tied in a 3 versus 3 now. But such an awkward position actually, the way this round has shaped up. 3 of the CSDE players lurking around heaven and hell. Shadowhunters are quite fragmented around the map. Pel9, very powerful position here, but is spotted by MWAR. There's also bomb dropped in heaven. Icebeard does find MWAR though, so keeps it in a 2 versus 2, but not ready for Cavallo, who finds that frag, leaving just MCL in the 2 versus 1 now. However, MCL, silent on heaven, does find the frag, so it is just gonna be Nos versus MCL. Nos once again in the clutch situation, almost taking MCL down with the wallbang there. Down to 43 HP. Smoke deployed will give him a bit more space, and Nos, worst timing for a reload there, but does know now that MCL is on site and almost gets him with the spray down again, but will find him indeed, securing a 3rd and very important round for Shadowhunters. Finally, the clutch situation does go Nos's way. 3rd or 4th time is the charm, I believe. As Shadowhunters reduce the deficit to just 1 round. CSDE though, with this man disadvantage, doing so well to make it a competitive affair. And MCL in the 2 versus 1, almost coming out on top there. Money is not an issue for the T's off the back of those couple of rounds. And it will be a full buy for both of these sides. As Chunky looking for this fight towards ramp, does spot Pel9. Unable to find the frag though, as CSD do regroup in this lobby position. Looking for perhaps an A hit. Just MCL alone outside. Miss Molly will delay this push. Will allow ShadowHunters to reposition themselves better on the side. Icebeard taking a little bit of damage from that Molly. Azura takes a peek out of FOT. Does spot the player playing side. Looking to molly him off. Almost dies for his troubles though. Down to just 20 HP. And MR will be the first to find Icebeard. So 5 versus 3 now. Very low HP on Pal9 and Zura as well. Forced back into lobby, but Nos is here with the lurk. Is this expected? Is being watched. But it will be Cavallo to find Zura looking the wrong way. MClone in the meantime has made his way all the way to heaven though. And does find Millie. Not ready for the second player in heaven though. It will be Chonky finding his second kill of the game onto MClone. Has been struggling a bit thus far. However, his team have been doing enough so far, and it is a tight game 4-4. CSDE once again on the pistols. And CSDE knowing that they need to do their best work over on this T side, as it would be very difficult to hold the sides with a man disadvantage every single round, and that's perhaps why ShadowHunters did opt to start on the CT side. A miss nade for lobby does deny CSDE's rush, as they are trapped once again in this lobby area. ShadowHunters not looking to go aggressive though. MClone looking for the wall bank on Hut. Unable to find any damage so far though. So once again, both of these teams happy to just let the clock run down. 70 seconds here. And not a lot of information yet, as MR starts to make a play towards outside position, and Millie is gonna find a lot of bodies all of a sudden. How many can he find? Just good for one. But Chonky and Cavallo will pick up the pieces, as Pal9 finding the sole kill of the round onto Cavallo. Unless we can find another here, won't. It will be MR. Down to 11 HP, but does find that frag. And ShadowHunters once again take the lead here. So 5-4. And a full set of rifles, but look who it is. Shikari has joined over on the CSDE side, so it looks like we will be having a 5v5 for the rest of this game. CSDE keeping it very close in the 5 versus 4. Now their star player is here, so ShadowHunters are gonna have their work really cut out for them now as we approach the second half of this game. MR, who quick kills 3 kills outside. Millie with a 4th, leaving just Shikari with this deagle. Will be MR with a 4k. As ShadowHunters pick up a very important 6th round here. Chat, don't believe that ShadowHunters can continue their good performance with Shikari now joining the server, but we'll have to wait and see. Credit to CSDE for keeping it so close so far. But ShadowHunters have been doing quite well. The MClone quick into garage with the stack 9. Does find them more, but Cavallo and Millie with a couple of frags of their own. So 4 versus 3 as Millie finds a second onto Icebeard. Will be Shikari though. Quick onto the board, but Nos with the flank taking down Pal9, leaving just Shikari in a 1 versus 3. That nade could do a lot of damage, does avoid the brunt of it, but Nos here's that gunshot. Knows he's in this lobby position now. Shikari in the 1 versus 3. ShadowHunter is not looking to give him any 1v1s here. He might just find one with Nos, does indeed. So a 2 versus 1 now. Bomb has been dropped in this hot position, however. So ShadowHunter is not looking to go hunting. 1 minute left on the clock though. Shikari gonna make his way slowly outside here. as Chonky and Cavallo lie in wait. No information for ShadowHunters. Chonky is checking all his corners. Shikari with that gunshot will be known. Chonky quick out of heaven to find that frag as ShadowHunters do secure a 7th. Despite the 2k of Shikari. Last round of the half here as ShadowHunters looking to make it 8-4. CSDE with a good enough buy though. 4 rifles and 2 players on full utility. The AW fee finally coming out for MWAR. The first time this game we're seeing an op on any player, and it is on the last round of the half. As 4 CSDE players quick outside, and Icebeard, what a shot onto the op of MWAR. Man advantage ShadowHunters. Sorry, man advantage CSDE. Second kill for Shikari onto Chonky. Pal9 also taking down Cavallo, sorry, Mclo. And Shikari onto Millie, leaving just Nos, who will find Pal9. But now the 1 versus 4 position is known and bomb site A has been lost. Bomb going down over on A here is just Nos stranded towards the strand position in the 1 versus 4. We'll have to go for it. This is the last round, but a player positioned on heaven already, lying in wait. Will shoot out the windows and will be spotted by Icebeard, who does take him down. So 7-5 half here. And ShadowHunters have a lot to do over on the CT side. On the T side, sorry, as CSDE will be taking the CT side now. Second half underway. And ShadowHunters looks like they're gonna go quick towards ramp. Chonky the first man here. And the dualies of Pal9 are immediately shut down as MWAR finds the first frag. Zura looking for the duel with Cavallo, won't be offered to him though. And that molly will deny the squeaky player. However, double doors do swing open and bomb yet to go down. CSD quick on the rotate. Shikari hitting a great headshot, a second one onto Nox as well. A third onto MWAR. And Chonky does finally shut him down, but left alone in the 1 versus 3 now has been spotted. Needs to find these frags and needs to find them quickly, but it will be Icebeard instead. Gives CSDE their 6th round of the game and the 2nd pistol of the game.
Bomb has been defused. Counter-terrorists win.
Shikari only playing for 4 rounds here, immediately overtaking Pal9 and catching up to Zura on kills, already 7 and 3. Definitely living up to his fantasy price tag. ShadowHunters do get the bomb plant, so they will invest into these Desert Eagles here. A nade on Millie as well. Will be towards that outside position. Not gonna find anything, so left. What a shot from Millie onto Shikari! Does go down to Icebeard. I was gonna say left with just the Deagles, but that's a crazy shot from Millie. We are in a 4 versus 4 with 85 seconds left. Cavallo with another 1 Deag onto Icebeard, and these Deagles doing all the work so far. As 2 of the 3 rifles in this round will be taken away from CSDE very early on, and Nos could find Emplo here, but looking the wrong way, and Zura will take him down instead. Pal9 has made his way through ramp and will know that there's nobody playing towards his position. Mclo does get spotted, tagged down to 63 by Chonky. 45 seconds left on the clock. Cavallo is gonna find Zura very close to minute guard position and will go down. MP9 favored, but Chonky, what a shot onto MCL. 2 versus 2 now, as Pel9 unable to find MWar with the MP9 is gonna take a lot of damage on the drop there. So all of a sudden a very winnable round for the Shadowhunters here. MWar though being chased down by Pel9, and Zura will go down, leaving just Chonky. 10 seconds left. Needs to find these frags. Will take down Pel9. So the 1 versus 1 and Zura is not gonna give him anything here. No time to plant, and Zura must have just done enough to win this round. Does indeed. Chonky looking just to hold on to the gun now. Won't be able to do that, dying after time and losing the rifle. So best case scenario for CSDE there. Holding on just with 1 player, but that 1 player does enough, preventing Chonky from getting any loss bonus and also saving them for into round 15 here. Smart play in the 2 versus 2 spare CSDE there. Blushes. It's round 15. Quite even on firepower, apart from Chonky, who of course was unable to build up any cash that round. MWar finds the first frag onto MCL in the round. So 5 versus 4. Pel9 so close in the smoke here. Will he get spotted as this nade comes through? Might have. Does find the kill onto Cavallo. And Shikari takes down Chonky as well. MWar does finally take down Pel9. So 3 versus 3, but the ever dangerous Shikari is still alive, and Zura on ramp. Only good for 1, so 2 versus 2 now. And Shikari so quick on the flank. Icebeard also down into admin already. Does spot the bomb. And Shikari so close behind this ramp player. Will catch him with his knife out, leaving just Millie versus Shikari in the 1 versus 1. Millie does get spotted, and never in doubt for Shikari over there, as he does secure 3 kills in the round and an 8th round for CSDE as they once again charge into the lead. Round 16 here, and for Shadowhunters you really have to feel for them, having their nightmare opponent join towards the tail end of that first half. Warmed up from a best of 3, 10-4 already, 11-4 as he just charges outside, taking down MWar. Not a care in the world, as Shadowhunters already down to the 4 versus 5 in round 16 here. Pel9 once again sneaking into trophy room, likes to go aggressive. And might have spotted Nos there, does indeed. Good for 1, good for a second as well onto Cavallo. That's bomb dropped. Icebeard with the flank out of lobby. Does find 1. Chonky did his best. Couple of frags, but it is not enough. As CSDE find the 9th round of the game. Shadowhunters just getting a bit overwhelmed on this T side here, as we will have a technical pause. Has been cancelled, and we will be back underway. CSDE for the first time, I believe, or for the second time, with a 2-round advantage, looking to make it a 3-round advantage for the first time this game. Full buy for Shadowhunters. Shikari just gets back to business, finding that first frag, and Icebeard with a second so already. And Shikari, what a shot onto Millie, just flexing on Shadowhunters here. Another 1 tap onto Nos there, as just Chonky Boy left in the 1 versus 4. Shikari 14 and 4, almost top fragging. Just Icebeard 15 and 13. 1 kill above him, looking for this final frag. Will not find it. Chonky will stop his reign of terror in this round, but the 1 versus 3 now position is known. Does find the second, but will go down in the end to Zura as well. So CSDE for the first time this game with a 3-round advantage over ShadowHunters. Credit to Chonky, but the quiet first half has really been doing his best over on the T side here. 12 and 11, but unfortunately the arrival of Shikari 14 and 5, picking up that AWP now as well, has just put a complete stop to ShadowHunters' momentum. Slow round out of the ShadowHunters here. Default in ramp. Sorry, default, couple of players heading towards ramp. As CSDE looking to go aggressive from hot here, could get caught, but he will be MCL with the first and the second frag as well. Bomb has been dropped in lobby. As ShadowHunters are getting a bit run down here. MCL 3k in the round for him as Icebeard and Shikari with a couple of frags of their own, charging to an 11-7 lead. And it's really starting to feel like it is all over for ShadowHunters here. Unable to find the response, not just to Shikari now, but to the aggressive plays of CSDE. MCL there going so quick out of hot, finding 3 kills, not even being taken down in the end. As ShadowHunters are being punished round after round now. A desperate play, all 5 players heading outside. Smoke poured across Millie, looking for the duel with Shikari, but with that AWP, Shikari always going to win that. Also looking to blow the smoke on top of Garage there, looking for that silo player. The nade just about misses, and CSDE once again going aggressive. Pal9 already in vending machine, another player into lobby. And ShadowHunters are being suffocated outside of this map. And War does find Zura though, so 4 versus 4. And Cavallo able to find Icebeard as well, so ShadowHunters somehow with the man advantage in this round, as Pal9 does come out of Garage, taking down Cavallo and dropping the bomb. MCL quick out of secret, and a quick 3k from him. A great spray and transfer from MCL, giving CSDE match point. What a round from MCL there, overtaking Shikari and Icebeard in frags. And ShadowHunters, 5 in a row required of them if they are to force overtime. However, unable to pick up a single T round as far as 7 CT rounds in a row for the CSDE side. As Pal9 takes down Shonky here. Emplo gonna find Nos as well, so CSDE 3 kills away, 2 now. As Emplo does find a second kill in the round before falling. As it is just Cavallo and Millie left. Millie over towards ramp. Will get taken down by Pal9 and just Cavallo. 1 versus 4. Finds the first onto Icebeard. Does not write him out of this just yet. But it is gonna be very tough indeed. And through the smoke, Zura will find that final frag as CSDE to secure their second win of the season, 13-7 against ShadowHunters. Thank you guys very much for watching, and we'll see you again next Thursday for game week 3 of the MCL.
Every 39 seconds, a business falls victim to a cyber attack. Shockingly, a staggering 92% of malware infiltrates organizations through email. In 2023, it's taking organizations an average of 49 days to identify a cyber attack. With CyberSafe DNS Protect, you get one platform with many benefits. Effortlessly control with advanced URL filtering and gain full network visibility. Protect your business from phishing, malware, and advertising tracking. Be up and running in less than 24 hours. Boost productivity with over 80 categories. Protect what matters most. Start protecting today with our free 30-day trial. Experience confidence with CyberSIF DNS Protect. Secure your digital world today. Visit our website.
Get ready for something big. It's the 5th edition of PlayCon, happening October 9th to 12th at the MFCC to Ali. Experience the latest games, tech showcases, epic tournaments, and awesome cosplay. Entrance is free. PlayCon, where gamers unite.